1 prompt. Create a realistic poster image introducing the authentic romantic relationship between Quinn and Reagan, two young women in a loving embrace, looking into each other's eyes with genuine affection, set in a bright, well-lit modern American living room, style realistic and engaging with full natural lighting, no shadows or gloom. Include an audio icon with the word audio in the top right corner. 2 title. Her dad called her a burden for being LGBT, so she sold the house they thought was theirs. Free story content. File 1. Quinn slammed the door behind her, the echo reverberating through the empty hallway like a gunshot in the dead of night. Her father's words still burned in her ears. You're nothing but a burden, a disgrace to this family with your unnatural choices. In that moment, as tears blurred her vision, she decided she was done pretending, done begging for acceptance in a home that had never truly been hers. She paced the living room, her mind racing with a storm of thoughts. How many years had she swallowed her truth, tiptoeing around her parents' expectations? The house in suburban Chicago, with its manicured lawn and white picket fence, symbolized everything they wanted: stability, normalcy, heteronormative bliss. But for Quinn, it was a cage, one she'd inherited after her grandmother's passing, the deed quietly transferred to her name without her parents' knowledge. Grandma had always seen her, really seen her, even when no one else did. Reagan's call came just as Quinn collapsed onto the couch, her phone vibrating insistently. Quinn? What's wrong? You sound like hell. Reagan's voice was a lifeline, steady and warm, pulling her back from the edge. They'd met 2 years ago at a support group for LGBTQ+ youth, both navigating the treacherous waters of coming out in conservative families. Reagan, with her sharp wit and unyielding optimism, had become Quinn's anchor. But now, with her father's ultimatum ringing in her head, get fixed or get out, Quinn felt the anchor slipping. I can't do this anymore, Quinn whispered, her voice cracking. He called me a burden, Ray. After everything, that's what I am to him. The words tasted bitter, stirring a whirlwind of self-doubt. Was she really worth the fight? Or was she just dragging everyone down, including Reagan, who deserved someone without this baggage? Reagan didn't hesitate. Come over. Now, we'll figure this out. Quinn grabbed her keys, her heart pounding. Driving through the rain-slicked streets, she replayed the confrontation. Dinner had started normally enough, her mom chattering about church events, her dad grumbling about work. Then Quinn mentioned attending a pride event with Reagan. The fork clattered against the plate. Reagan? That girl you're always with? Don't tell me you're still on that path. Her dad's face had twisted in disgust, and the floodgates opened. By the time she reached Reagan's apartment, Quinn was a mess of sobs and fury. Reagan pulled her inside, wrapping her in a hug that felt like home. Tell me everything, she said, leading Quinn to the couch. As Quinn poured out the story, Reagan's expression shifted from concern to quiet rage. They don't deserve you, she murmured, stroking Quinn's hair. But inside, Reagan wrestled with her own fears. Her family had disowned her years ago. She knew the pain all too well. Was she pushing Quinn too hard to stand up? Or was silence the real betrayal? That night, as they lay awake, Quinn's mind churned. Selling the house, it was a wild idea, born from desperation. But the deed was in her name. Grandma had left it to her for a reason. To build your own life, the old woman had said on her deathbed. Quinn had kept it secret, fearing her parents' reaction. Now that secret felt like power. But was revenge worth the fallout? The moral quandary gnawed at her. Family bonds versus self-preservation. She glanced at Reagan sleeping peacefully, and wondered if love could survive the chaos she was about to unleash. The next morning, Quinn called a realtor. I want to sell, she said, her voice steadier than she felt. The agent, a brisk woman named Lisa, asked for details. As Quinn described the property, guilt crept in. Her parents had lived there for decades, pouring sweat into renovations. But hadn't they poured poison into her soul? The internal conflict raged. Duty to family clashed with the need to break free. Reagan watched her, worry etching lines on her face. Are you sure? This could destroy everything. Quinn nodded, but doubt lingered. What if this was a mistake, a petty act that made her no better than them? Society's voice echoed in her head. Honor thy parents, even when they dishonor you. Yet, the LGBTQ+ community she cherished preached self-love above all. The tension built, a tightrope walk between right and wrong. Days blurred into a frenzy of preparations. Quinn avoided home, crashing at Reagan's. Her phone buzzed with missed calls from her mom, pleas laced with confusion. Why aren't you answering? Your father didn't mean it. But he did, Quinn thought bitterly. He always did. One evening Reagan confronted her. This isn't just about the house, is it? You're punishing them, but what about us? Quinn froze. Reagan's eyes held a vulnerability that pierced her. I love you, but I won't watch you self-destruct. The words hung heavy, forcing Quinn to confront her motives. Was this liberation or vengeance? The drama escalated internally, each decision a potential fracture in their relationship. As the realtor's sign went up in the yard, Quinn's father spotted it from the window. His roar shook the house. What the hell is this? He stormed out, confronting Lisa. Quinn, hidden in her car nearby, watched the scene unfold. Her heart raced. Confrontation was inevitable now. That night, back at Reagan's, Quinn broke down. What have I done? Reagan held her, but tension simmered. You did what you had to. But we need to talk about the cost. Their conversation delved deep, exposing fears. Reagan worried Quinn's anger would consume her, while Quinn feared losing Reagan in the fallout. The first open house brought strangers traipsing through memories. Quinn's mom called, sobbing. How could you? This is our home. The guilt was a knife twist. Quinn hung up, but the damage was done. Internally she debated. Was cutting ties ethical? Or was forgiveness the higher road? Society judged harshly. LGBTQ+ individuals often bore the burden of reconciliation. Reagan suggested therapy, but Quinn resisted. I need to handle this my way. The rift grew subtly, Reagan's patience wearing thin. As offers rolled in, Quinn selected one, the papers signing away her past. But with each step, the weight of betrayal, hers and theirs, pressed harder. Word count: 1023. File 2. The ink dried on the sale contract, sealing Quinn's fate and shattering her family's illusions. Her father banged on Reagan's door that evening, his face a mask of fury. You think you can just sell our house out from under us? You're no daughter of mine. The words echoed down the hall, drawing neighbors' stares. Quinn opened the door a crack, Reagan standing protectively behind her. It's my house, Dad. Grandma left it to me. The revelation hit like a bomb. His eyes widened in shock, then narrowed in betrayal. She what? That old bat always favored you. The venom in his voice confirmed every fear Quinn had harbored. Inside her, a torrent of emotions swirled. Pride in standing her ground warred with the childlike ache for approval. Why couldn't he see her as she was? The societal pressure to conform, to hide her love for Reagan, had eroded her self-worth for years. Now reclaiming power felt intoxicating yet terrifying. Reagan pulled her back inside, slamming the door. He's toxic, Quinn. Don't let him in. But the encounter lingered, poisoning the air between them. Reagan's own past resurfaced, her parents' rejection after she came out, leaving her homeless at 18. I get the anger, she admitted. But revenge? It changes you. Their argument escalated that night. You don't understand, Quinn snapped. They made me feel worthless. Reagan's eyes flashed. And now you're making them homeless? Is that who you want to be? The word stung, highlighting the moral gray area. Quinn stormed out, driving aimlessly, her mind a battlefield. Was she the victim or the villain? The LGBTQ+ narrative she'd read emphasized empowerment, but at what cost to others? She ended up at a coffee shop, staring into her cup. Memories flooded. Childhood Christmases in that house, her parents' pride at her straight-A report cards. But overlaying it all was the subtle disdain when she brought home friends who were girls. The internal monologue raged. Forgive and forget or fight back. Society often demanded the former from marginalized groups, perpetuating cycles of abuse. Reagan texted, "Come home. We need to talk." Quinn returned, finding Reagan pacing. I love you, but this is tearing us apart. The vulnerability cracked Quinn's defenses. They talked until dawn, dissecting the ethics. Reagan shared her regret over cutting off her family completely. Missed milestones, unspoken apologies. Don't burn every bridge, she urged. But Quinn's resolve hardened when her mother showed up the next day, tears streaming. Please, Quinn. We're sorry. Just stop this. Sorry for what? Quinn thought bitterly. For the years of conditional love? The confrontation was raw. Her mom pleading tradition and faith. God made you this way? No, it's a choice. The words reopened old wounds, reinforcing Quinn's decision. As eviction notices loomed, the family scrambled. Her father hired a lawyer contesting the will. Court dates piled up, each a gauntlet of accusations. Quinn testified, voice trembling, about the emotional abuse. They called me a burden for loving who I love. The judge's sympathetic nod bolstered her. But the victory felt hollow. Reagan attended every hearing, her support unwavering yet strained. Privately, she confessed doubts. What if we move in together after this? Start fresh. The idea tempted Quinn, but fear gripped her. Would Reagan stay if the drama intensified? Their relationship, once a sanctuary, now bore cracks from the stress. A betrayal came mid-process. Quinn's brother, silent until now, sided with their parents. You're being selfish, he texted. Think about mom's health. The message ignited fury. Selfish? After years of suppressing her identity for their comfort? The family rift deepened, each side entrenching in righteousness. Internally, Quinn questioned her path. The societal lens judged her harshly. A queer woman disrupting the nuclear family. But advocacy groups she followed online cheered such acts as reclaiming agency. The duality tormented her. Empowerment versus destruction. As closing day approached, tension peaked. Quinn's father ambushed her at work, begging then threatening. You'll regret this. His desperation humanized him, stirring pity. Was he a product of his upbringing, or willfully ignorant? The moral complexity weighed heavy. Reagan proposed a compromise. Offer them time to relocate. Quinn refused at first, pride overriding reason. But in a quiet moment she relented, extending a grace period. For Mom, she said. Reagan's relief was palpable, mending a fracture in their bond. Yet the act didn't erase the damage. Quinn's sleep was plagued by nightmares of abandonment. Reagan held her through them, but her own patience frayed. I can't be your only support, she admitted one night. The confession sparked fear. Was their love strong enough? The house sold to a young couple, oblivious to the drama. As Quinn handed over the keys, a sense of finality washed over her. Freedom at last. But the cost? Her family's homelessness loomed, a direct consequence of her choice. Guilt clawed at her. Had she gone too far? Word count. 1017. File 3. Moving day for her parents was a spectacle of sorrow and spite. Boxes cluttered the driveway, neighbors whispering behind curtains. Quinn watched from afar, hidden in her car, a mix of triumph and torment churning inside. Her father's defeated slump as he loaded the truck pierced her. Was this justice or cruelty? Back at Reagan's, the reality hit. They're staying with my aunt, Quinn's mom had texted. A final plea laced with accusation. Happy now. No, Quinn thought, far from it. The victory tasted like ash, the moral reckoning inescapable. Society praised resilience in queer stories, but rarely addressed the collateral pain. Reagan tried to console her. You did what was necessary. But doubt crept into her tone, mirroring Quinn's inner turmoil. Their relationship strained under the weight. Intimate moments turned tense, conversations circling back to the fallout. Do you regret us? Quinn asked one evening, vulnerability raw. Reagan paused, then shook her head. No, but this anger. It's changing you. The honesty stung, forcing Quinn to confront how the vendetta had consumed her. She spent hours in self-reflection, journaling the pros and cons. Freedom gained, family lost. The ethical debate raged, personal happiness versus familial duty. A turning point came when Quinn's brother called. Mom's in the hospital. Stress-induced heart issues. The news floored her. Panic surged. Had her actions caused this? Rushing to the ER, she faced her family for the first time since the sale. Her father's glare was venomous, her mother's pale face accusatory. Satisfied, her dad snarled. Quinn recoiled but stood her ground. I didn't want this. Inside, guilt overwhelmed her. The hospital room became a battleground of emotions, old grievances aired. You chose that lifestyle over us, her mom whispered. No, Quinn countered. You chose hate over me. Reagan arrived, offering quiet support. But the scene escalated when her dad turned on Reagan. "You put these ideas in her head." Reagan's retort was sharp. "Love isn't an idea, it's who we are." The exchange highlighted the societal divide. Acceptance versus intolerance. Discharged, her mom chose to stay with relatives, cutting contact. The silence was deafening, amplifying Quinn's isolation. She leaned on Reagan but sensed the burden. "Am I worth this?" Quinn wondered aloud. Reagan's assurance felt forced, their dynamic shifting from equals to caregiver and dependent. Therapy became inevitable. Quinn's sessions delved deep, unpacking childhood traumas and current choices. "Revenge feels good short-term," the therapist said. "But healing requires forgiveness for yourself first." The words resonated, challenging Quinn's narrative of victimhood. Meanwhile, Reagan grappled with her own demons. Supporting Quinn meant reliving her trauma, exhaustion setting in. "I need space," she confessed one night. The words hung like a guillotine. Quinn nodded, masking heartbreak. Was this the price, losing love to gain autonomy? Alone in a motel, Quinn reflected. The house sale had empowered her financially, allowing a fresh start. But emotionally, bankrupt. Memories of Reagan's laughter, their shared dreams, clashed with the present rift. The moral quandary intensified. Had prioritizing self over family doomed her relationships? Reconciliation attempts faltered. A letter to her parents went unanswered. Her brother's mediation failed amid accusations. Society's expectations loomed. Queer individuals often forgave to prove worthiness. But Quinn resisted, clinging to her truth. Reagan reached out after a week. "I miss you." Their reunion was tentative, apologies flowing. "I was scared," Reagan admitted, "of losing myself in your pain." The honesty bridged the gap, but fragility remained. They vowed to rebuild, focusing on mutual growth. As months passed, Quinn's career flourished, the sale proceeds funding her graphic design business. Success brought validation, yet hollow without family ties. A Pride Parade invitation stirred mixed feelings, celebration amid personal loss. Reagan encouraged attendance. "It's our community." There, surrounded by allies, Quinn felt a spark of belonging. But spotting families supporting their queer kids ignited envy. Why not hers? The drama crested when her father showed up unannounced at her new apartment. "We need to talk." His demeanor was subdued, age lines deeper. Over coffee, he confessed regrets. "I was wrong. Scared of what I didn't understand." The admission stunned Quinn. Was this genuine or manipulation? Tears flowed as they unpacked years of hurt. "You called me a burden," she said. He nodded, ashamed. "I was the burden, projecting my failures." The conversation was cathartic, but trust was shattered. Quinn offered olive branches, financial help for a new place, but boundaries firm. Reagan watched warily. "Don't let him back in too soon." Her caution stemmed from experience, adding layers to their dynamic. Quinn navigated the minefield, balancing hope and self-protection. The family's tentative mending brought new conflicts. Her mom resisted, clinging to faith-based objections. Holidays became negotiations, each interaction a test of progress. Internally, Quinn debated forgiveness as weakness or strength. The societal pressure to reconcile weighed against personal boundaries. Word count 998. File 4. Progress with her father was slow, punctuated by setbacks. A family dinner turned sour when politics arose, old prejudices surfacing. "I accept you but not the lifestyle," he said. Quinn's retort was swift. "It's not a lifestyle, it's my life." The evening ended in silence, reinforcing the chasm. Reagan's frustration mounted. "Why bother? They're not changing." Her words echoed Quinn's doubts, straining their bond anew. Nights were filled with arguments. Quinn defending the effort, Reagan advocating detachment. "You've paid enough," she insisted. The internal conflict peaked. Quinn's journal filled with questions. Does blood obligate endurance of pain? The LGBTQ+ ethos emphasized chosen family, yet biological ties tugged persistently. A betrayal shattered the fragile peace. Quinn discovered her father had spoken to mutual friends, downplaying his past words as tough love. The minimization felt like erasure. Confronting him, she unleashed pent-up rage. You don't get to rewrite history. He apologized, but damage lingered. Reagan stood by her, but the toll showed. This is exhausting me, she admitted. Quinn's fear realized. Her drama was pushing Reagan away. A weekend apart became a trial separation, both needing space to reflect. Alone, Quinn dove into activism, volunteering at a queer youth center. Mentoring teens mirrored her struggles, offering perspective. One girl's story, disowned for loving another girl, echoed hers, stirring empathy for her parents' potential growth. Reagan, meanwhile, reconnected with old friends, reclaiming independence. Their calls were cordial but distant, love tempered by caution. I want us, Reagan said, but healthy us. Reunion came after therapy breakthroughs. Quinn acknowledged her role in perpetuating cycles, using the house sale as a weapon rather than a tool. I hurt them to stop hurting, she confessed. Reagan shared her fears of codependency. They committed to couples counseling, rebuilding brick by brick. Family dynamics evolved unevenly. Her mother attended a PFLG meeting, a small step. Conversations grew deeper, addressing doctrinal conflicts. I love you, her mom said tentatively. I'm trying. Quinn's response was guarded. Progress, not absolution. Society's gaze added pressure. Media stories of queer reconciliation inspired, but Quinn questioned authenticity. Were they performative or genuine? The moral ambiguity persisted. As their anniversary approached, Quinn planned a surprise. A trip to San Francisco, symbol of queer history. Reagan's enthusiasm reignited sparks, their connection strengthening through shared vulnerability. But a crisis loomed. Her brother's wedding invitation excluded Reagan, citing family only. The slight reignited old wounds. Quinn RSVP'd no, prioritizing her partner. She's my family, she told him. The decision alienated siblings, but solidified her values. Reagan's gratitude deepened their bond. You chose me. The moment was pivotal, affirming mutual commitment amid chaos. Quinn's business thrived, collaborations with LGBTQ+ brands bringing purpose. Yet, success amplified isolation from roots. Holidays without family stung. Chosen circles filling voids imperfectly. A confrontation with her mother climaxed during a visit. Why can't you be normal? The slip revealed entrenched bias. Quinn's response was measured. Normal is loving authentically. The exchange led to tears, then tentative understanding. Reagan encouraged boundaries. Protect your peace. Her wisdom, born from scars, guided Quinn. Their relationship matured, drama forging resilience. As years blurred, reflections on the house sale evolved. Regret mingled with gratitude. It catalyzed change, though painfully. Quinn pondered the ethics. Was upheaval necessary for awakening? Community events reinforced solidarity. At a panel on family rejection, Quinn shared her story, eliciting nods and debates. Forgiveness isn't mandatory, she said. Attendees challenged. But isn't it healing? The question lingered, mirroring her journey. Reagan's presence grounded her, their love a testament to perseverance. Yet, cracks reemerged when Quinn's father relapsed into judgment during an election cycle, spewing anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. The betrayal cut deep, prompting distance anew. Some people don't change, Reagan noted sadly. Quinn agreed, but hope flickered. The cycle of hurt and healing defined her path, each choice a gamble. In quiet moments she weighed the costs. Lost innocence, strained ties, but gained authenticity. Was it worth it? The internal debate raged on. Word count. 1012. File 5. Time wore on the wounds, but scars remained vivid. Quinn and Reagan's life together stabilized. A cozy apartment in Chicago's Boys Town becoming their haven. Shared routines, morning coffees, evening walks, built a foundation stronger than before. Yet, echoes of the past intruded, testing their resolve. A family reunion invitation arrived, her brother's attempt at mending. Quinn debated attending, Reagan's input crucial. Only if you're ready. They went hand in hand, a united front. Tensions simmered. Whispers about that phase surfaced. Quinn's father approached awkwardly. Glad you came. His effort was noted, but trust rebuilt slowly. Internally, Quinn wrestled with resentment. Forgiveness felt like surrender. Yet holding grudges poisoned her. The moral tightrope. extend grace or demand accountability. Society often urged the former for queer folks, perpetuating imbalance. Reagan's quiet strength shone, deflecting barbs with grace. Post-event they debriefed. Progress, Reagan said optimistically. Quinn nodded, but doubt lingered. Was superficial peace enough? Professional accolades came. Quinn's designs featured in a national campaign for LGBTQ+ rights. Pride swelled, validation sweet. But a call from her mother disrupted the high. Your father's ill. Cancer. The news floored her, priorities shifting. Visiting the hospital, Quinn faced mortality's stark reality. Her dad's frailty humanized him, regrets pouring out. I was wrong about so much. Tears bridged gaps, confessions flowing. I feared losing you, so I pushed you away. The irony stung. His actions achieved what he dreaded. Quinn's response was layered. Anger, sorrow, love. You did lose me for a while. The dialogue delved into societal influences, his upbringing in a rigid era, church doctrines clashing with evolving norms. Understanding dawned, but not erasure of pain. Reagan supported from afar, respecting space. Take your time. Her empathy highlighted their growth. Past strains had taught patience. As treatment progressed, Quinn helped with logistics, boundaries intact. Her mother's gratitude softened edges. Thank you for being here. The family dynamic shifted subtly, acceptance budding amid crisis. Yet conflicts arose. Discussions on faith turned heated, her parents grappling with Quinn's identity. God loves you, her mom said. But the acts, Quinn interrupted. Love isn't conditional. The exchange fostered dialogue, challenging preconceptions. Reagan joined visits, her presence a statement. Initial awkwardness gave way to tentative rapport. A shared meal became a milestone, laughter punctuating tension. Internally, Quinn evaluated choices. The house sale, once a flashpoint, now seemed a catalyst for change. Without it, would this reckoning have occurred? The ethical puzzle. Does pain necessitate growth? Community support bolstered her. Forums debated similar stories, revenge versus reconciliation. Quinn contributed anonymously, finding solace in shared experiences. As her father's health improved, gratitude replaced resentment. A heartfelt talk sealed progress. I'm proud of you, Quinn. And Reagan, too. The words healed old fissures, though vigilance remained. Life resumed, enriched by lessons. Quinn and Reagan planned a commitment ceremony, inviting family cautiously. Acceptance varied, her parents attended, a monumental step. The event was intimate, vows reflecting their journey. Through storms and betrayals, we choose love. Tears flowed, symbolizing triumph over adversity. Post-ceremony, reflections deepened. Quinn pondered the saga's toll. Emotional scars but profound growth. Reagan echoed. We paid dearly, but we're stronger. Years later, mentoring others, Quinn shared her tale. Choices define us, but so do consequences. Listeners nodded, sparking debates on ethics and queer narratives. In quiet evenings, Quinn and Reagan savored peace. Their love, forged in fire, endured. Yet, the past whispered questions. Was selling the house an act of justified self-defense, or an unforgivable betrayal that perpetuated cycles of hurt? Word count: 1005.